I'm actually going to film the repressing process. I'm actually going to film the repressing process. That's the word I want to use. I want to use the word process. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm bringing you the 8th update for my Pan That palette. So quick recap, I've been working on the Australis Kaleidoscope palette, and to be honest, when I first started this project, I really thought that I would have this palette done by around this time, which obviously shows that I think I use makeup way more than I do, and I think I'm going to somehow eat through eyeshadows when no, just no. So yes, today my unrealistic expectations have been burst. But either way, let's jump into our progress montage and then we'll go in where I am now. And this is where I am now. So straight up, you can see that I have not reached my goal of hitting pan on diversity or really expanding the pan much on yes. So that was a little bit of a fail for this month. But I do have some seriously good progress on Cheerful. Yes, that's what it's called, Cheerful. And also quite a bit of progress right here on Universal. So how have I been using so much of a yellow shade? I've actually been using it to set my eyeshadow primer. So I just put a little bit on it, nothing too heavy or thick, just a little bit. It does tinge my eyeshadow, my lid, slightly yellow, but it isn't enough to make it really impact on any other eye look that I do. And sometimes I even just deepen it up in the crease, and then I have a little bit of yellow coming out. So yes, that is how come I have been working through these so quickly. And I have actually hardly used diversity at all this month. I think I've only used it 3 or 4 times. Oh, and I nearly dropped it there. And I think having it out of the palette like this as a single shadow, I guess is what you would say, is really not working for me. And because these shadows here are getting quite difficult to use, what I'm thinking I might do is I might actually repress some of my shadows straight after this update. So I'm going to repress Diversity back into this palette. I'm also going to repress Cheerful, Universal, and I'm thinking about repressing this purple, which is Freedom, because that one is getting quite to the edges as well. So that's basically where I am. Nothing overly exciting. I am very happy with the progress I've been making on Cheerful, but I have still got shades in this palette. In fact, I've still got all the shades in this palette with less than 4 months until the end of the year. So what is the likelihood that I'm going to finish this palette? Low. The likelihood is very, very low. But I think at this point, I'm quite happy with the progress I've made, especially considering it's such a bright palette. So what I'm actually going to do is, instead of just finishing saying I'm going to repress it, I'm going to repress these by the next update, I'm actually going to film the repressing process and put this at the end of this video. So we're going to jump into that now, and then we'll come back and finish it up. Okay, so here is my setup for what I'm going to use, and let's just jump straight into it. This has been a messy exercise. And we're back. So this is my repressed palette. So as you can see, I decided not to repress the purple shade, which is Freedom, though I did repress Universal, Cheerful, and Diversity. So now hopefully I will be able to get some more use out of Diversity, and I'll be able to finish up these two shades. I will say in the process, if you've probably noticed, I used a slight bit too much alcohol, but it is very hard to control the flow from that bottle. So I would probably say yes, that I used a bit too much alcohol, and I found Universal quite strange to repress because it's quite a like, these shimmers are very like almost wet. Is that a way to describe it? They're so smooth and silky, they almost feel like they're some form of like cream product. So I did find it very strange to repress Universal, and as you could see when I was doing it, I didn't actually manage to get that much of it, all of it, out of the pan. So I just kind of worked with what I had. I'm not yet sure, obviously, because I haven't they haven't dried and I haven't used them, so I can't tell whether it has changed the formula in any way as of yet. But that is another reason why I decided not to repress Freedom, because I thought I'll wait and see how it works out with Universal. Well, that's all I've got for you today. So I'm Verity. That was the 8th update for my Pan That palette. And now to the outro.